Hello Rapbags, it's Jade. Welcome to the Access Show. Today, Friday, every Friday, I try and catch up with all the survival news you need to know. We got big hitters today. We got some fresh updates for smaller games and some brand new stuff I want to show off, including ARK, DAYZ, Conan Exile, Stranded Deep, Atlas, Volcanoids, Satisfactory and Outworlder. Also a sneak peek at Acerous New Dawn. And Citadel Forged with Fire has got an update. Was I wrong about Citadel Forged with Fire? So don't forget to like. Let's crack on with everything you need to know right now. As ever, timestamps are up. Okay, I've gone through this yesterday in a big Conan Exiles update, pretty much just giving you all the information from the patch notes and possibly what's happening around with Conan Exiles. Go and check that video out if you want more information, but it has gone live on Xbox, PlayStation and the PC. The Xbox update was around 21 GB compared to only like 1.8 on the PlayStation 4. Clearly they still have work to do to reduce these updates. Let me know if you've got any issues with the update. Has it actually done a lot of the things it says? Or has it broke anything else? DAYZ, yes, I know I haven't played it for a while because reasons. It's a bit of a shit game on console. Fight me, go on, fight me in the comment section. No, I do like DAYZ, I just really can't stand it at the moment when it's just so buggy and there's still so many problems with it. I'm still hopeful one day they may be able to actually give the console some love it needs, but it looks like they're winding things down. They're starting to shut down a bunch of servers. Some of the servers have been switched over to a different provider, and these are all PC, so you won't have to worry about your characters or your bases or your stashes. Any of these servers hosted by Fragnet, they're going to be removed, so don't worry if you see these disappearing on PC for some reason next week. And just in time for Valentine's Day, they're shutting down some official servers on all platforms. Now PC, there's a fair few. PlayStation, there is a bundle. Just look how many they're shutting down. And they're even shutting down some of the Livonia ones on PlayStation 4. And of course Xbox, maybe not as many as the PlayStation. So there we go guys, lots of servers being shut down. I'll leave the link for this in the comment section so you can go and check if it's your server. If you are playing on this server, you need to move your character and any base items or anything you want off of that server. The devs have stated that they added 128 new servers to accommodate all of them that wanted to try out permanently or to switch to the new DLC map. But now people are realising that DayZ is still broken as heck. They are shutting down some of these servers that are just empty. Even if they're not empty, they're clearly cutting some costs. It's not the first time DayZ have done this. They did this at launch almost, pretty much immediately, only a few weeks after launch on PS4, where they shut down a bunch of different servers, and I felt it was too early. Let me know if you're affected by any of this. Is it a big deal? Is it a right pain in the arse having to move all your stuff across to another server? Citadel Forged with Fire. Listen, I wasn't very kind about Citadel Forged with Fire recently. I did include it in my dead games list. That's because when I read about their content plans for the rest of the year, it did seem a little bit light. But was I wrong? So what they're doing now is they've got 2 expansions, so pretty much 2 big updates coming for this year. And the first one is going to be launching on Wednesday, February the 5th, and then it will come to Xbox and PlayStation 2 to 3 weeks later. That's what the devs have said on Twitter. Now part of this was that they was going to be adding some more story and quest content. And in my criticism of the game, I stressed that they really haven't put as many updates into the game as you would imagine. During early access, the updates really only came every so often. And I know they're a small team, I'm not ragging on some small indie developer, but ultimately they really wasn't performing that great in early access. And it's really only console sales that have really helped save them. Because you guys actually did enjoy it for a little while, although that's died down now, I'm definitely not getting as many comments on any of my videos. And I'm not seeing as many people play it either. It's just a bit limited. Anyway, I don't want to go criticising it too much again. Go and check out that video if you want. Even if it's just to come back and say, ha ha ha, you're wrong, Jade. So, in this new update, God King's Vengeance, you can choose to go on a hero's journey spanning an entire game with quests and storylines starting at level 1 all the way through to level 60. They have got another update which will be launching later on this year, and that's going to be the conclusion. And this is why I did say it was a bit light. 2 updates in a whole year. For a game that definitely needs a lot more content. I still just think that's a little bit low. But nevertheless, if this brand new update has got some of the stuff it's promising, and it's engaging, I'll definitely get behind this. If I'm wrong, I'll always hold my hand up and tell you guys. So the new quest system has got new FTUE overhaul, no idea what that is, main quest and storyline, tons of narrative based side quests. You're going to have a quest journal, so it will make it more enjoyable experience and you'll be able to track stuff and overall progress. They finally added an event log to show whether or not players have been attacked or killed and much more. The dye system is what they did say was coming into it, so you'll be able to add that to your clothing, your armor and your weapons. And the same thing goes for your creatures. You will be able to go mad painting your dragons massively purple like Spyro. It's got a picture of one of the quest givers, and if they're in environments like this where there's actually items and there's buildings, yeah, that goes some way to making it a little bit more like Skyrim-esque RPG. One big thing though that I think they maybe should have given a bit more notice of is time of day raid protection. Now this is for PvP servers, they're basically limiting it. You can go and offline raid people's bases if they don't have the right shielding up. And so it looks like that's been just still way too easy for players to do. They're limiting it now between 6 PM and 11 PM on weekdays and 11 AM to 11 PM on weekends, your local time. Now I say local time, it doesn't actually say here local time. Let's hope that is, because if it's only like based on American servers, that would be pretty horrific. If I get that clarified, I will let you guys know. But yeah, you'll only be able to do PvP against bases in between that time. They've also basically reduced the spell damage and siege energy, or they've basically said that you can't throw it as much as possible as you used to. And AoE siege spells have also had a reduction in siege energy to better consider the fact that they deal damage over an area. Now this is a pretty cool one. Tamed creatures will now passively generate contextually relevant items in their inventories for their owners to loot. This happens automatically as long as the creature remains tamed. That's a pretty good idea. A bit like Conan exiles with their creatures, you feed them the right food and they can give you certain items. Or like the gachas in ARK. Either way, that's still a nice little addition. They've got a structure counter now to know if they cannot build any additional structures in their current region. And they said they've put in loads of exploit fixes in there. So good stuff. I really hope I'm wrong. I really hope this update's amazing. I've still got to say it still looks a bit light, but hey-o, we'll see what happens. I'll give this a shot again when it launches. All right, ARK fans, not only was I giving ARK a little bit of a boost and saying, yeah, well done guys, you did it. The last day of Legacy happened the other day. It's pretty much they got rid of all their old servers that infested with cheating from years ago. They also made some massive changes to meshing, basically killing players that were trying to build bases underneath the land or terrain. And this has been greeted massively by the PvP community. Unfortunately, this wouldn't be ARK if we didn't have complaints about them not actually testing it properly. There are just an ton of complaints on the Twitter complaining to said that it's affecting PvE servers. People are not happy. The PvP Cotton Wool Brigades are definitely saying this update has caused a lot more hurt. Cedric, community manager, has said the number of losses from the anti-meshing system is far less than the ones caused by meshing. I understand it's inconvenient when you hit a false positive and lose things, but this is what is needed for the overall health of the network. A lot of people complaining that there should be different aspects of the game for PvP and PvE and different systems that affect one or the other. It's been a long battle between the different crowds that play this game. So many people want certain things restricted just to PvP or just to PvE. So let me know if you've been affected. Are you losing chests full of items because it's too close to a terrain item and it's just being deleted? Or are you jumping off your creatures and falling through the map and then being killed and losing all your items? That's pretty much what's happening on PvE. Not to everyone, but definitely enough cases to make a bit of a song and dance about it on Twitter. If you missed it the other day, Stranded Deep on console has been delayed again. Now, there wasn't a firm concrete date, but the devs did say they wanted to try and get out by the end of January, beginning of February. Well, that looks like that's not going to be happening now. Again, they've moved it back once more. March and the beginning of April, possibly. I've done a video once more talking about the problems and issues and why it's not really their fault. So if you're looking forward to Stranded Deep on console, you're going to have to just wait a little bit longer. The minute I get a firm concrete release date, I'll be telling you guys about it. And go and check out my last episode of the Let's Play for now. I've been doing it on PC to get some experience. It's coming out this Saturday. Okay, Atlas, I've spoken about this game in the past, saying no one was playing it when they had wipes and stuff happening and the population went low. And I have been considering adding it to my dead games list. Why? Because I really didn't like the way they said they were going to be going offline for a while just to do quality of life improvements. That was a good few months ago. And it seemed to coincide with their sister studio needing some extra help on ARK Genesis. If I'm wrong about that, I really hope Jack corrects me. Now, they've both got big teams. I don't think it's the end of the world if they do shift some of their team members over to help each other out a little bit. But nevertheless, Atlas hasn't had that many updates, or big sexy ones anyway. They had one over Christmas, which was quality of life, as they said, lots of little fixes and little things to mop up. But the next update won't be hitting maybe until next week. There's been a delay. The crux of it is they're reducing the max player level from 150 to 120. So if you have got a character above that, you're just going to lose your levels and you'll be made at 120, but you'll have a respec to do so you can respec your character. But overall, I just got this feeling that they've dropped the ball a little bit with Atlas. When it launched on Xbox, it did give a little bit of a boost because it actually shares the same amount of players on PC. And who knows, I'm not actually sure if this does include the Xbox players. Maybe this is just PC players jumping on as well. Either way, it had some of its best numbers it had in like 10 months. They had some updates going forth and it looks like they maybe got a little bit stable. As you can see, they managed to creep up to nearly 12,000 players. That's pretty decent, believe it or not. But already they're starting to drop and lose that momentum. And that's because they really have taken a little bit of a backseat with the updates. You can't offer sexy content all the time, like big new features, I do realise that. But they've been really quiet on social media aspects as well. And for a fact, their actual communications team have also been working and helping out with the Genesis launch too. I've got proof of that one. I definitely know that one because it shows them their characters or their Steam cards playing on the beta servers for ARK Genesis. So look, like I said, I could be wrong. They've got big teams for both games. They really could just be making sure everything's sorted and done and don't want to keep just updating the game with big content that breaks it further. But let me know what you're feeling about Atlas. Is it in a good state at the moment? I ain't gonna lie, I've not touched the game in months. I want to get into it, but every time I try, it's just a little bit dry. And for a game mostly based at sea, that's a problem. And Dark and Light, another game that kind of come out from the Snail Games factory. They're the publishers behind ARK. If you ever hoped for this console, it doesn't look like they've got any plans. Pretty much Dark and Light is a dead game. It definitely deserves the dead game treatment, so look out for that in the future. As far as I can tell, they've only had a small hotfix update in August last year. I think it was literally 2018 that they had a big content update, and that was paid DLC. So I'm calling it now. This will be the next Dead Games video I'm going to be doing. Don't expect this on console ever, guys. I really can't see them doing this. And to be honest, the way the game has gone, it probably doesn't even deserve to be on console, as it's just maybe not that great. Alright, I've been a bit critical there with some of them games, but hey, that's the way the updates roll. One thing I will get behind is Volcanoids. I think this game is great. I've not played it for a little bit either, but I have kept up with the development of it. And considering it's such a small team, they've been making massive strides. They've got their roadmap in place, they're adding all sorts of things. And if you missed it, they have got co-op coming very soon. And possibly even PvP. It's a great little exploration, survival, crafting game. Literally running around a steampunk world trying to find resources to power your drill ship. I really hope they carry on doing good work and maybe we get a port onto console. Their latest update adds some blast protection. Basically when the volcano goes off you're meant to get in your drill ship before the lava comes and attacks you. Well, they've added some actual safe spaces inside of villages and a bunch more features in the latest update that went live a couple days ago. You can explore abandoned mines, dark shafts to go and get special loot from. I'm sorry, I'm a juvenile 10-year-old. And you can go ahead and blow up the entrances to get inside basements where there will be loot inside chests. This is all great stuff. They've also adjusted how enemies will come out and attack you. They're going to spawn in these tubes now inside the ship, and so when you go and loot an enemy ship, you're going to have to make sure these spawn tubes are destroyed, otherwise enemies will just keep popping out. It's a great feature. I really do want to get behind this game more, so expect a full Let's Play very soon. I am going to devote some time to this for sure. And another little game I've been keeping my tabs on. If you like Terraria and Starbound, this might be a little decent thing. Now they've got it on their own website at the moment. I'm really hoping they put it on Steam. I understand why devs do this because it can cost a lot even just putting stuff out on Steam. But I think that would be the better way to go rather than necessarily just an off-site store for now. This is pretty much like a backer program. Spend the money now on this website and you will get a future Steam key when it launches. And there's all a bunch of different stuff here. Now I do believe it's made by someone that did work on Starbound. And so it does look a little bit more, I'd say, simplistic, some of the colours and the way the world is. I definitely think this got potential. So if you're looking for a new game a bit like Terraria or Starbound, keep an eye out for Outworlder. They even had a free demo. I still think it might be available now. Join a Discord to get more information about that. You can try the creative mode and see how the game plays. And lastly, finishing off with Acerous New Dawn. Remember this game? This first came out in like 2016, I swear, in early access. It got a bunch of big streamers behind it at the time, and it definitely gave them a shot in the arm, I guess, in sales, and they've quietly just gone about their business. They've tried a bunch of different things during that space testing new experiences or ways to play the game in sort of trial modes or different gameplay modes to give testing for maybe the full game. But now they're adding droids that will go out and do stuff for you more appropriately rather than just something that just keeps you a little bit more protected. And I'm liking the idea of this. It's definitely expanding in many, many different ways. Let's hope it is gonna appeal. There's not much hype around this game at the moment, so maybe I need to dive back into it and see what it's all about. But yeah, a big update's coming very soon, and they're looking likely they're going to be coming out with early access this year. No plans for console at the moment, but it would be great if we could get this on an Xbox or a PlayStation, I think. And just before I leave, I asked you guys for a new channel name. Big shout out to Shorty4454. I'm going to use his suggestion, and it's going to be Jade Pog, otherwise known as Jade Plays Other Games. Simple, effective, and I like the idea of Jade Pog. This is going to be my second channel where I'm going to be playing a lot more games like Satisfactory. They've also got a big update coming soon, so I really want to dive into this. But I just don't know if it really suits my main channel anymore. It is more of an automation and exploration game rather than necessarily just a straight up survival. But that's the kind of thing you expect to see on the second channel more. The devs have been teasing a bunch of new features coming into the game, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm a bit lost at what's brand new and what's not brand new, so I'm looking forward to diving into it and seeing if I can actually get some time to show and play off and build the world's biggest factory. But seriously, I really enjoyed this game when I played it last year, and I definitely want to find some time to do that. So until next time, Ratbags, I'll see you later.